do that on your phone. It's just mean that I did that on your phone. Alright, ready? Alright. Hi, I'm Robbie Ferguson. I'm going to be your social worker. You were court mandated to come here for the next 5 weeks. So we're going to start with a social history assessment. So I'm just going to learn a little bit about you. And anything you tell me is going to be confidential unless you say that you're going to harm yourself or you have plans to harm others. So I guess let's get started. What's your name? Where are you from? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Jordan. I'm 17. Currently go to high school in Buford, but I recently got expelled for selling drugs on campus.
Okay. How is your what's your family like?
I've got a brother and both my parents. I live at home. My parents are super Christian and don't let me do anything. I just like sit in my room and do video games or computer stuff, and they just come in and they're like, Jordan, why aren't you doing your homework or whatever? And I'm like, I don't have any, it's just like they're overbearing. It's just overbearing.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of parents can be like that. Even if they mean the best, sometimes that's just the way they come off. But is that normally how you spend your free time? Are you normally with friends? Are you normally with peers? Or
I don't have a lot of friends at my school. I have one friend, but he recently started going to a different school, and we hang out every once in a while. But I mainly just work at a concrete laying facility.
Okay. Do you like it there?
It's a lot of manual labor. It's hard, but it's fine.
Are you mainly there just for the income?
Yeah, and so I don't have to be in school because school's stupid.
I think that's very normal thoughts. What you're feeling, how you feel that school's stupid, how you feel that it's better just to make money and kind of make your own way. I think that's very normal for someone your age. I think a lot of your peers probably feel about the same with that. But how would you describe I guess your history of your relationship with your parents? Has it always been the way where it feels like they're nagging you or they have expectations?
They're just, I have an older brother and he's doing really good in school, and they always say why aren't you doing as good as your brother? Why aren't you trying as hard as your brother? And I just get sick of it, they're always telling me what to do. But I guess they love me or whatever. They just don't really know how to relate to me. I don't feel like they know who I am.
So what you're saying is your brother is kind of this expectation that they have put on you?
Yeah.
Okay. And how's your relationship with your brother?
We're really close. Whenever I'm having a hard day, I can text him and be honest, and he's really supportive, and
It's okay, he'll move. Alright. Sorry, Miss Malone. Alright, let's keep going.
He just is supportive, but he's in college and he's really busy, so we don't talk very much.
Let's keep that. We got this. We're gonna add some time to it. We're just gonna have the fun going.
Okay.
Alright, so would you want to follow the same path as your brother? Or do you think you two, even though you get along very well, you're just different? You want different things?
We're just different. He's going to grad school, med school, all that stuff, and I hate school. School's stupid. I just don't see why it matters, I can just make money doing what I want. I'll probably end up going to trade school or something. But now that I got expelled, who knows?
So it sounds like you just feel school is a waste of time.
It's a waste of my time.
It's a waste of your time. And I know this is a hard question, but why do you think it feels like that?
I just think I'm smarter than all the other teachers. I get in arguments with them all the time because they'll say something and it's just wrong. They're just stupid.
And what did you get expelled for?
So I sold some Adderall to this girl, and it wasn't even like I don't sell drugs. Like it was the first time I ever did it, but she told her parents or something, and the parents called the school. I sold her like one Adderall for like $4, and she called the school, and um, they expelled me immediately. And the school resource officer like is saying I have to go to jail now. So now we're just talking to a lawyer and like you people.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that because it really sounds like the public school system. I know it feels like it failed you, and I want you to know that these aren't empty feelings because from what you're telling me, it sounds like the systems at play did fail you.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, would you go back and how would you do that differently?
I wouldn't sell to that girl. She was stupid. I mean, like, I never even sold drugs to begin with. Like, I only used them, like, for myself. So, like, I just won't ever do that again. But, like, everybody sells them. So it's just stupid that I got caught and no one else gets caught.
And now you're probably being framed as this sort of drug seller
Right.
when that isn't who you are.
School resource officer was saying, like, you're such a problem, you know, like, you're in danger to the school because of what you're doing. And I just, like, I'm not.
Well, what would you like to get out of this? Because what I want to do is kind of find some goals and find a way to get you back and the best path for yourself. I want to help you find the best path for yourself. So, what would you like to do now that you're expelled from school?
Well, I'd like to get back in school, you know, like I didn't want this to mess up my whole future. I still want to, like, get a job and whatever. So I would like to see if I could get back into, like, high school. I've only got, like, 1 year left before I graduate and can then go to trade school or whatever. I just, like, don't want this stupid event to ruin my future.
Okay. Well, I think there will be ways to get you back into school. It might not be the same school, but it sounds like that school wasn't a fit for you anyway.
I agree.
So, even though this is a bad experience, I think it can be something that can be turned around even. And maybe we could look into trying to find you either a different school to go to and working with their systems and their resources and ones that go along with what you want. But you keep bringing up trade school. Is there a specific thing you'd want to do with that? You could see yourself in the future? It sounds like you might have an idea of what you want to do with the trade school, or is that just the general type of work that you see yourself doing?
I really like hands-on work. I think I'm better at it than a lot of people are. But mainly with like computers and stuff, not like programming computers, but just like wiring them.
And do you think you're so good at this hands-on type of work because of your work ethic, or what do you think separates you?
I think I'm just smarter than a lot of people.
So, you were recently expelled, but we can kind of reframe this problem and look at it from a different perspective. And even though this was the first time you've ever been caught for something like this, it seems like the school exploded on you. How did you handle it whenever they brought you in and told you that?
Well, it wasn't like the first time I've been caught for anything, you know, like, I've been suspended for fighting before, which was dumb because, like, I just pushed a kid, like, I didn't even hit him or anything, he was just, like, being dumb, and so I pushed him.
Did he provoke you?
Yeah, I don't even remember what happened, you know, he just made me mad. And then, like, so I've had some, like, mental health problems or whatever. My parents put me in, like, a mental health facility or something, and the school has to know that stuff. So they just, like, saw that I was, like, having problems and, like, saw that I was now selling drugs or whatever and just, like, did the maximum they could to, like, get me out of their school.
How do you think the mental health facility, do you think that helped, or do you think it made you feel ostracized from your parents?
I think my parents, like, kind of were trying to help, you know, like, I've been struggling with depression and whatnot for a while, and, like, can understand, like, they thought they were just trying to help, but it seems like, if anything, it really just harmed, like, how the school sees me.
Well, I know it's a bad thing what happened, and I know it's gonna make it harder for a while. But with how that school was viewing you, I think it might even be positive in the end that you're out of that environment and you have the chance to find a new one. How did your brother feel about this? Because it seems like he's one of your stronger social supports.
He took it really hard, you know, he felt like he had failed me in some way, keeping me out of trouble, but, he was fine, you know, he called me when he found out what was gonna happen and was like, man, I'm here for you, it'll be okay, but, you know, he's busy, so we don't talk very much.
Okay. And how did your parents feel?
They were upset, but they've hired a lawyer, so, like, they're trying to help as much as they can, but they've always said, like, if we ever get in legal trouble, like, that's on us to figure it out, so, like, if I get sent to jail, I think, like, they'll do what they have to, but I think, like, this is a big, I've never gotten caught in such a way before, so I don't really know what they're thinking.
It's very intimidating.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of scared of, like, going to jail or something, whatever's gonna happen.
Well, I don't want you to feel more okay with what happened and what led to the situation, but I've been in a similar situation before, and I just want to let you know that you can always get out of it, and you can make it a learning experience.
That's cool. I don't know, you know, like, I just think the whole situation's really dumb. Like, Adderall's not even that big of a deal. I do more drugs than that on my free time, like, it's not a big deal. She took an Adderall, like, I don't understand why the school's so freaked out about it.
What other drugs do you use in your free time?
I've been microdosing acid and, mushrooms for a while now. You know, like, when my parents are really getting on me, I just kind of, like, take a little bit, and, like, so I just want to, like, enjoy my night, you know, like, how else are you going to enjoy your night?
Would you say you're using these to relax or recreationally? Is it something that you feel yourself
Both.
going to? Okay.
But, like, I smoke weed more recreationally, you know, like, acid and mushrooms are more, like, if I'm having a hard night and just really want to escape. But it's just microdosing, you know, it's not a big deal.
Okay. And do your parents or does your brother know about this?
My brother knows, and he's actually told on me before to my parents, but they didn't really do much about it, and, like, so now he knows, and I'll tell him, like, we'll joke around about it every once in a while, but, there's really nothing he can do, like, he's not gonna tell my parents again.
Okay. Well, I think we have a good history assessment, and hopefully in the week in between these, you can come up with maybe some goals or some objectives that you would like to complete through this process. And I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks, you know, like, I'm hoping this will be helpful.
I hope so too.
I'm sorry about my tats.
Alright. And that's it.